These days it's just I'm seeing so many weird people, bro. Like I forgot my, these things, the microphones, and I went back home to, get my microphones. And as I was going, it's still like there's still no sunrise yet, so it's pretty dark. It's very, very early in the morning. It's right after Fajr, so it's very dark. And in this darkness, I see this man standing in the corner, like almost like a shadowy figure. And as I walk past him, bro, I'm not even kidding, bro. This guy looks like a mixture of, if you gave Frankenstein a really, really good face rub, and you dressed him up in, a nice dress and shaved his face, not his head, just the face. That's the person I was looking at. I swear, he looked a little bit, um, lost in gender, you could say. Yeah, this guy was like a lost in gender Frankenstein scrubbed white, and he was just staring, like, like, jeez, man. And you see people these days, let me put this topic to rest finally. People are just eating their way out into different shape now. They're not even human looking. I'm sorry. No. These guys are fucking, Hiroshima, Nagasaki size, bro. You drop them and boom. Like, how much could a person eat to change out of their species, bro? It's like every one of these guys who I look at, it's like right out of that cartoon from Cartoon Network, Ben 10. All these guys are fucking eating their way out and looking like all these different aliens almost. Not the thin ones, you know what I mean? And it's weird. It's just weird looking at these guys. Like, some of these guys, you could say, like, for example, this guy looks like 3 scoops, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, you take a comb, and you put 3 scoops on it. That's what they look like, the 3 scoops, not the comb. And it's pretty freaking amazing how these guys are functioning, you know what I mean? And I say this with concern, by the way, What if you fall, bro? You're gonna break your own bones. That's one thing, But God forbid, man, if there's someone like beside you and you fall on him, what about him? He's being crushed. It's almost like he got hit by a fucking meteorite. Like he's squished, you know. God forbid, bro, you fall down from on top of these stairs or like, one of those escalators. Holy shit, bro, you're getting max points, It's like combo hit, combo hit, combo hit, critical. Done. It's already bad enough if someone falls from, one of those stair elevators. That's what I mean, And imagine this guy falling down. It's like, you know, it's it's sad. And I hope really like people start realizing that it's really not that good to be fat. Ask me, like, I was not a bit fat, I was fat. I've toned down a lot now. And give me like one really good benefit of being fat. I challenge anybody out there, besides the woke people, because they can come up with a lot of bullshit. They'll go as far as saying, so there was like the alien cannonball in Ben 10. We roll around just like him. Like, God forbid. Thank you. But besides that point, like honestly, there's no. I'm trying to think. I really can't. Like, let's put fat people as police officers. We're fucked, bro. The robbers are just gonna run. They won't be fast enough to get out of their own cars. So, let alone fucking running, you know. Let them run, and you'll think that they'll catch the robber. They might end up dying themselves just because their hearts just can't take that pressure of running, you know. So, you know, I really genuinely can't think of one good point. And I'm not saying that fat people are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you could be better and you could be healthier and you could be doing so much more. Not for me. And not for, just some random people. For your own self. And that will affect, whether you believe it or not, that will affect the people around you. Isn't it a bit weird? Like, whenever there's one fat person, you're bound to find another one of them. It's like, Diglets from Pokemon. These guys huddle together. It's a bit weird now that I think about it, because there are genuinely people out there who perhaps do have certain genes or genetics that are hindering them, and they're just fluffing up. They're just like black holes. But I think you can do better, and I'll just put it at that. Yeah. I saw this report. This guy had like 10% of his brain, and he went to the doctor. This guy went to the doctor, and he had just 10% of his brain. Total brain mass was just 10%. And he went to the doctor because he was feeling some weakness in his legs. And he was living a normal life. He had a family, he went to work, and so on and so forth. That guy with 10% of his brain had more fucking brain cells than most people out here, man. It's just like, holy shit, bro. So it's not about the brain. And then you think about it, maybe having too much brain is a problem then, you know what I mean? Because it's like that muscle to fat ratio. If you have 90% muscle and then 10% fat, that's good. But if you have 90% fat and 20% muscle, who the fuck's that gonna help? Like, I saw this guy was sitting down. He was sitting down. I swear, I thought he was 7'8", like 7, 8 feet, huge guy. And I was sitting there thinking, God damn, bro, his bones must be huge, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, if he stands up, he's gonna hit the ceiling or some shit. How's he gonna walk through the door? And I was just thinking all of that. And then he stood up. And he didn't go much further up. I was like, what the fuck? And then I noticed this guy looked like a freaking ham, like a brisket almost. A little flappy brisket. Like, If you sit down and you're huge, maybe that's one benefit. You look big, you know. Well, that isn't that fucking apparent. But holy shit, man. It there's this dumping effect. I feel like there's a song right by Nirvana, or it's an album, draining the ocean. I feel like some of these people are getting affected. There's this mechanism perhaps where you're just draining your consciousness or your awareness, and you're doing it's not like being done to you, you're giving it away. It's, you don't even realize it. It's like, I'm gonna reach out for that, you know uh, for that water. But it's like there's always a give and take, right? And you took that water, but now you can't piss or something. And that's a bad example, but you're draining away your consciousness, because that concept, I always wanted to think about that. It isn't done in one day, and it's not done in a month. It's like this slow and steady process to dumb you down and bring you almost like this. You end up being just like a cabbage. You're just a cabbage at the end. I feel it, not myself. I'm not like that. And talking about that, I fucking hate seeing butt cracks, man. I'm sorry, that might sound weird. And it's not weird, by the way. Like, it's fucking nasty. I feel like not insulted, but like abused. My eyes are abused, man. Why the fuck am I seeing your goddamn butt crack, bro? Like, pull your pants up. Why am I seeing your fucking underwear, bro? Why? Like, who? Just pull your pants up, man. Like, what's the purpose of hanging your pants so down or wearing a shirt that's so fucking small that I'm able to see your butt crack while you're walking or you're bending? Oh, it's so nasty, bro. And I see your fucking mole there, bro. That's like, fuck. Like, why am I seeing a mole on your butt crack, man? That's so nasty. That's messed up, man. And then you can't even do anything, like, because then, like, if I went up to that guy and told him, like, a grown ass man, bro, I just felt like there was an attack on my eyes, and it was because of your goddamn butt crack. And I feel like that might be gay, you know? Yeah, so it's so weird. That's one of the worst. It's annoying. It really is. It really is. And it's November 7th, by the way. I completely forgot. This is catching up with, and this is Wajeeh. So, yeah, this is, it's Friday, November 7th. It's 6:30 a.m. Yeah, man. My day started pretty good. Like, perhaps, if someone's listening all this way right now, and if there is someone listening, I'm very grateful that you are listening. And I really hope that anyone who's listening has a great day ahead of him. And, blessings to you. And I hope you're doing something really good and productive. Give it a like, give it, the comment. And yeah, man. I'm looking forward to more guests and stuff, and I've been planning on that. Yeah. And the other day I was talking about like nurture, the the effect, the normal woman, you know, they bring this. I wrote it down here. Like the females, as a general, they have this caring, nurturing, mellow vibe to them, and they bring this. This is their nature's gift, you know. This is their blessing, you could say. Who the fuck decided that let's change that, you know? Now you have these. I'm not talking about everyone, of course, but it's it's weird, you know what I mean? I don't want to say like scary woman because it's like what the fuck? But there are, bro. They have freaking odd faces, man. It's almost like a bottle shape. It's odd. I don't get it. Why do people like these, you know, diamond shaped faces? And I'm not out here like judging people's preference, but it's like cool, I guess. You like water bottle shapes or like these very hard lined, almost like this was fucking chipped by a caveman, like a cave painting, like very freaking rough and odd. And I think I don't have enough data to speak from, of course. But yeah, I would like to explore like who came up with this idea of saying no, it's not right, you know, to be nurturing or caring. And that goes the same way for men too, by the way. Like someone came along and they were like, "Oh no, no, you shouldn't fight." Not that fighting is good or bad, but it's a very objective thing. But you shouldn't be, you know, a man. Perhaps like you shouldn't be protective, be caring, have morals, like stand by stuff when most people perhaps are not listening, or you know have the courage to endure, have the resilience and the strength, be able to take on a lot of things. And I can speak more from the men's side, but it's like someone came along and whispered. This little fucking gnome came in between these men and whispered, "Hey, let's be fucking gay." It's like, fuck. Somebody listened and they fucked it up. Isn't it weird like one idea could infect so many others? And we always talk about these diseases and viruses and stuff. And maybe we are still not aware of this mental infection out there, this infectious ideas which are almost like highly contagious. Like they affect your energy or affect it in a certain way where it just fucking makes you gay, or you know, fucking shocks you into some different gender. It's annoying, really. And we're past it, by the way. That that wave of woke is, it came so fast and it went away as well. So yeah, there's that too. Oh, sometimes I think like there's this. Now that global warming is not a thing, I almost thought like humans have their own carbon footprint, right? Um, and this ties back to being fat, by the way. Like imagine this fat fucking dude. What if his poops are affecting the goddamn carbon imprint, you know? Imagine that. We fucking blame the cows. We're blaming the goddamn cows for farting. We're feeding them freaking grass all day. Like, jeez, you know? All they're doing is just chewing on grass and you know, I don't know what they're chewing on. But imagine, bro, if these fat people turn out to be the carbon footprint contributors, like one of the bigger ones, you know? Like they're processing all this food too, you know? Damn. I wonder really. There was this was pretty fucking funny. You know, Horace came on the podcast and I was sending him these weird Instagram ads, and it's like there's Walter White with a you know what I mean, you know, and he's standing there just smoking a good one, and all these are freaking scam ads. This is how people sell shit here. Um, Not that I was buying or anything, but it's so freaking funny the thumbnails that these guys are using for the Instagram ads. And there was another one. There was like a bow, but the bow had like, you know. And there was another one. It was like a very very high emoji and was just smiling. And I kept sending Haris those, and eventually he's like, "Bro, I think your account got hacked." This guy got tricked. He thought my account was hacked and he was calling me. I was asleep, by the way. Um, but when I woke up, it's like, no, no, bro, it was me. Poor guy. He thought my account got hacked and I was sending him weird shit. Not that I not send them weird shit. Bro, there was this one freaking alien looking, you know, almost like from, what's that movie, bro? The End of the World, something like that. You know where the guy turns into an alien at the end? He's like almost evolving into an alien. That guy looks like that. And he opens up like, I was lost in something and then I found my true nature. It's plus, minus, divide, multiply, and fucking add in square root. What the fuck? Well, what's that? What's that? I don't get it. And he's like, I found peace. Bro, he's wearing a white dress, not like a three-piece dress, but it's like one of those more Asian dresses. Honestly, I don't know what dress it was because it looked fucking gay as fuck, by the way. And he was wearing like a yellow scarf, and his face clearly looked like he was just dunking in Botox, bro. Like he was doing everything in his power to just make his face as smooth as possible. Like you could freaking slide on his face, bro. It was like his face was so smooth, my tongue is slipping, and it feels weird just to think about it. And oddly enough, his hairline was like, you know, you could put one freaking eye here, and he would look like the Illuminati then, and you could play some music in the background. But geez, man. And he was like, join my cult and shit. I was like, bro, this is some weird shit. And there were actively people in the comments like messaging, and it could be bots. Like we live in an era of bots. Um, so we don't know. We really don't know who it was, but geez, man, it was freaking crazy. Like, how did that person reach this freaking perspective now that he's a light bulb that changes colors? No, all light bulbs are yellow, you know. And I'm talking about the Thomas Edison one, you know, the first light bulb, you know, the original OG. Um, we have these new light bulbs which are cool. I mean, LEDs and fluorescent and whatever others. You know, this one is pretty cool too, by the way. Um, yeah, but some guys just go too far. I wonder, like, is he doing it on purpose? That's one thing. And then second, is he just strolling around? Is he just fucking joking? Or does he really need help? You know, does he really need help? Or there could be another freaking crazy thing too. What if he needs to be arrested because he's fucking psychotic, you know? He's doing some crazy fucking shit in the background. Who knows? Who knows? There's some fucking crazy people out there, bro. I'm gonna do some more, like, I'll try to do like one topic videos as well. This is what I was thinking. Um, but I'll need to sit down and think and write down some specific points, and that's how I need to make like a full video just for one specific topic. I was thinking about it. Yeah. And then Simon Sinek, man, he's a really nice guy. He said this is Simon Sinek's perspective, you know, because I heard it from him. That's why I'm giving the credits to him. He said there's a movie called what was the movie? Glorious Bastards. I think it's a movie regarding the Nazi and World War II. And there was this character there that was playing this really, really dark and bad guy. And then he was just fine with doing that not bad acting, but like this bad, you know, this crazy stuff that Nazi people did, Nazi or Nazi. Um, he said a pretty good thing. He said that guy didn't realize that he was bad. All he really thought was that he was on the good side. And the people who were suffering thought they were on the good side. So actually, no one in the world really thinks that they're on the bad side. Everybody thinks that they're on the good side. And that's true. Like you see it now in the current time with the war in Israel and Gaza. Then you have the war with the, you know, there's so many different other wars that are happening in the world, like Russia and Ukraine, um, the recent one with uh, it's not a war, but something's going on between UAE and Sudan. I think Sudan had a rebellion in their own government or something. Then we have so many other, and everybody thinks that they're on the good side, and nobody realizes that. It's like blaming, you know? If you point a finger, This is a inverse almost. Like you're pointing it, but it's also going back right at you, you know? So it's going right back at you. So even though you're pointing forward, it's coming backwards too. I think that speaks a lot as well. Maybe pointing fingers is not the right course of action. It's somewhere in between where you find the middle ground. It's pretty hard to say, I know. And it's very freaking difficult to do. But the reason why it's so difficult to do, to find middle ground, to find that sweet spot for both, is because that is permanent. That will stay. That will not break. Both parties will be justified. Both will feel that they have won, and that will bring a more lasting peace, perhaps a permanent solution. You know, it's it, maybe maybe people haven't achieved that, and people who have are in peace, but those perhaps who haven't, maybe it's because it's so hard really to, you know, I can't really speak from so many different perspectives, because you need another, you need the opposing side to reply to you, you know. And, you know, could be you. You could oppose me and tell me perhaps if I'm wrong. At the end of the day, I'm a human too, and I was pointing fingers. So I could be the bad guy too. Who knows? I'm not the bad guy, but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking. I'm just trying to start a conversation and, you know, see what can I learn from it and perhaps share the experience and not hoard it, because there are some people out there with amazing experience of just life. I wonder if I'll ever get to speak to someone. Like there's eh, like some people, you know, they have this treasure of experiences to be inspired from. It's crazy, man. I see these World War One veterans, these, I think there's no more World War One veterans alive, I think. Veterans. World War Two veterans, I think there's still a few. I really wonder like what those guys, I don't think I'll be lucky enough perhaps to speak to someone from World War Two. I really hope one day, maybe. But we have first account books and what do you call that? Interviews. I would love to, I always listen every now and then to these guys, because those guys went through the real human experience, you could say. Where there's war, there's no mercy. Yeah, I sometimes think about it. It's pretty, you know. I'll end it with this. I had saved up one pretty nice post from Instagram, and it said, "You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your choice." A universal paradox. A very small but very hard, and if I could put this on the speaker and just run it for 24 hours on top of every building, I would do that. Because I don't think a lot of people realize that every action whether good or bad, has a consequence, and they cannot escape from it. They cannot. It will come one day. And that's true. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I'm gonna hop off. I have work to do. I thought I'll record first, and that's what I did. I'm gonna go start work, and I might record again in the afternoon. And yeah, that's it. Take care. Bye bye.